Hi, it's Masood Yazdi Mamagani, and I'm a design and technical engineer at Quantum. And today I'm going to talk you through our SOC pump demonstration unit. So first, before we start using the unit, we want to make sure that there are no physical damages to any of the electrical components. Visually inspect all the electrical components and conduits. Next, you need to reset the emergency stop button using the key provided. Reset. And then after that, you need to switch on the isolator. And finally, you can simply plug the unit in. So now I'm going to show you how to fill up the hot water tank. In order to do so, make sure both of the taps are closed. Make sure the lever ball valve in here is also closed. And you need to make sure both of the drain valves are also closed. After this, you can simply use the provided hose and attach one side to this point. Then you need to connect the other side of the hose to mains cold water supply. The next step will be to open the lever ball valve and let the water go into the tank. And finally, open both of the taps to purge the air in the system. So now I'm going to talk you through how to fill the heating circuit of the system. In order to do so, make sure both of the drain valves are closed. Attach the filling loop if it's not attached, and open both of the valves. Let the water go into the system, and then after that, what we need to do is pull out the knob on the motorized diverter valve until you see the red on the side. And then after that, we need to monitor the pressure of the system on the MMI, which is the man-machine interface. If you're not in the home screen, press the home button until you see this screen. And on the screen, next to the cylinder sign, you will see the system pressure. At the moment, it's 0.7 bar. Make sure you reach to 1 bar. And after that, we start bleeding the air from the system. We start with the radiator. Use the bleed key, and open the bleed valve until you see the water flow. Close the valve and do the same for the magnetic filter. Depending on the type of the filter, the bleed valve might be on top or at the bottom. In this case, we have the bleed valve at the bottom in here. Do the same as what we did for the radiator until you see the water flow. Next part will be to do the same for the auto air vent. Open the valve and make sure you alter the position of the knob and let the water flow in between two circuits until you're no more hearing the hissing noise from the auto air vent. And finally, turn the knob to the left-hand side and push it in until you can no more see the red on the side. So now the valve is operating in automatic mode. So now we're going to come over to the MMI controller. Make sure you read through the operations manual provided to go through all the parameters before you switch on the system. For now, I'm going to show you how to switch on the system for both space heating and hot water. Use the left-hand dial and scroll down to operation. Click once more, and you can now use the right-hand dial to turn on the system for space heating or the tank. Space heating is now on. You can switch it off We're back on again. And scroll down to tank. You can do the same for the tank. Click on back. OK. And the system is now switched on for both space heating and the tank. So as you can see, the system is now on and the fan is operating. In order to shut down the system, you can use the MMI. Use the left-hand dial and scroll down to operation. Click and simply use the right-hand dial to turn the system off for both tank and space heating. Leave the system for a minute until the heat pump shuts down and come to rest. So now that the heat pump is shut down and come to a rest, you can now disconnect the hose from the mains water supply, and then you should unplug the system. And if you're not going to use the system for an extended period, 30 days or more, you need to drain the system using the drain valves provided at these positions. And of course, at the back of the unit, we have provided an infographic which shows how the heat generated by a heat pump heats a house. And that was a quick run through to our air source heat pump demonstration unit.